Alright guys, welcome back to FreeCodeCamp. We're learning recursions by building a decimal to binary converter. This is part of the JavaScript algorithms and data structure certification. And we are on step 41, I believe. So let me just go back and check. And we have the previous courses done on my channel. You could check that out as well. So yeah, we are on step 41. And for this step, it says to use an addition operator to add the current value of binary to the end of the equation input module 2. And basically this will build a binary string from right to left. So on line 9 we have binary is equal to input module 2, and we would just do plus binary, and this will add the binary current value of binary to the end of the equation, and make sure you have the semicolon at the end. So now for step 42, it says to clean things up a little bit, we're going to wrap the input module 2 in parentheses. And this can sometimes change the order of operations, but in this case, it will make it easier to read the code. So we have this input module 2. We're just going to wrap it in parentheses, just like this. And now for step 43, it says you need to handle the cases where input is 0. Rather than updating the DOM and returning early like you did before, you could update the binary string and let the rest of the code in the function run. So we're going to create an if statement that checks the input if input is equal to 0. And if it is equal to 0, then we're going to set binary equal to the string 0. So what we're going to do over here is we're going to make an if statement, and then whatever goes in this parentheses is true. So we're going to do input is equal to 0. Then we're going to open it up, and then inside the body we're going to set binary equal to the string 0, not the number 0. So binary is equal to the string 0, just like this. Oh, check if input is equal to 0. Oh, so for the if condition, I have it with one equal sign, which is assignment. So I should have 3, which is validation, just like this. So now for step 44, it says now you have a more efficient way of converting decimal numbers into binary. So after learning a little bit about the call stack and recursions, we are going to refactor the decimal to binary function to use recursions instead of a while loop. So we're going to create a function named a and return the following: string FreeCodeCamp with a space and plus b, the b function. So what we will do here is create a function. So function a parentheses, and then inside our function we're going to return string FreeCodeCamp, the space, and then plus the b function call, just like this. So now for step 45, we're going to create another function named b that returns the following: is string with the space at the end plus the c function call. And then we're also going to create a function named c that will return the following: string awesome. So we're going to create function b parentheses, and inside here we're going to return string is with the space plus the c function call. Then we're also going to create a function c same way, and we're going to return awesome instead, string awesome, just like this. So now for step 46, we're going to call the a function from within console log statement to log the output of the console. So in order to log this, we're going to use console.log and then the a function call, just like this. And we do see FreeCodeCamp is awesome. So now for step 47, we're gonna so in computer science, a stack is a data structure where items are stored in a last in first out manner, also known as LIFO. And if we imagine a stack of books, the last book you add at the stack is the first book you'll take off the stack. So, or an array where you can only push and pop elements. So the call stack is a collection of function calls stored in a stack structure. So let me just reread this real quick. So a stack is data structure where the items are stored in a last in, first out. Okay. So when we call a function, it adds it to the top of the stack, and when it returns, it is removed from the top end of the stack. So we could see this action by creating a mock call stack. So we're going to initialize a variable called call stack and assign it to an empty array. So in this case, we could use let call stack, which is going to be equal to an empty array, just like this. Or we could use const. So now for step 48, it says when the code runs, the a function is added to the call stack first. And in our call stack array, we're going to add the following string. So the a function returns FreeCodeCamp plus b function call. This represents the function call, the code that will be executed. So since the string you're adding includes double quotation marks, wrap in a single quotation mark or backticks. So what we will do inside our call stack array, so line 2, we're going to add the following string. So a, so we can use single quotes since we already have double quotes wrapped around FreeCodeCamp. So a, and then returns FreeCodeCamp plus the b function call, just like this. So now for step 49, it says that since a function call calls b function call, the b function call is added to the call stack. So now we're going to add the following strings to the call stack array, which is going to be b function call returns is plus c function call. And then remember that the call stack is a last in first out data structure, so the last function is added to the top of the stack or at the end of the stack, similar to pushing an element into an array. Now inside this we could just add a single quote b and returns, and make sure we add a comma at the end over here. So returns is space plus c. Now for step 50, since b function call calls c function call, the function c function call is added to the call stack. So we're going to add the following string, which is going to be, so we're going to do comma, single quote, c function call returns awesome, just like this. So now for step 51, it says your call stack is complete. As you can see, a function call is at the bottom of the stack, is the bottom or beginning of the stack, which calls b in the middle, which calls c at the top or end. So once they're all placed, they begin to execute from top to bottom. So C executes, returns, and it's popped off to remove top. So we're gonna remove. So we're gonna remove C function call returns awesome string from the top of the call stack. So we will just remove this. Now we're gonna update the mock call to be B, so it looks like. So now we're going to update this b function call string. And what we're going to do over here is have single quotes b function call colon returns is space and then plus awesome, just like this. So now that b function call is executed, pop it off the call stack, then update our mock a to the following. So we're going to remove the b, the second string in the array, and we're going to update the a call, the first string right here, to returns FreeCodeCamp plus, instead of this b, it will be is awesome, just like this. So now finally, a function call returns a concatenated string. So FreeCodeCamp is awesome. So we're gonna pop the a function call off the top of the stack, just like this. So now it says for step 55 with that while that's a simple example, it demonstrates how the call stack steps through your code and calls multiple functions. Now it's time to jump into recursions and see how the stack fits into the picture. So we're going to remove the call stack array and also the A, B, C functions and the console log. So we're going to remove everything from line 15 to 1 over here. So now you can see step 56 in my next video, which will be coming tomorrow. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you have found it helpful. Thank you.